truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth now. Yeah, yeah. Tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth now. Yeah, yeah.
I'm obliged to tell you about an uncle of mine, Uncle Willie, in a little town, little Arkansas town, not far from this site, about as large as this side of the room. My uncle raised me. I was sent to him when I was 3 from California, and he and my grandmother owned the only black-owned store in the town. And he was obliged to work in the store, but he was severely crippled. So he needed me to help, and my brother. So at about 4, he started us to learn to read and write and do our times tables. And he used to, in order to get me to do my times tables, he would take me behind my neck, my clothes, and stand me in front of a pot-bellied stove. And he would say, "Now, sister, do your 6s. I did my 6s. I did 7s. Even now, after an evening of copious libation, I can be awakened at 11 o'clock at night and ask, will you do your 11s? I do my 11s with alacrity. A few years ago, my uncle died, and I went to Little Rock and was met by Miss Daisy Bates. She told me, "Girl, there's somebody who wants to meet you." I said, "I'll be glad to meet whoever." She said, "Good-looking man." I said, "Indeed, yes, certainly." So that evening, she brought a man over to the hotel, and he said, "I don't want to shake your hand. I want to hug you." And I agreed. He said, "You know, Willie has died in Stamps." Well, now, Stamps is very near to Texas. And Little Rock, when I was growing up, was as exotic as Cairo, Egypt, Buddha, and Pest. I mean, this man knew where Stamps was, and my crippled uncle, he said, "Because of your Uncle Willie, I'm who I am today." He said, "In the 20s, I was the only child of a blind mother. Your uncle gave me a job in your store, made me love to learn, and taught me my times tables." I asked him, how did he do that? He said, he used to grab me, right? He said, "I guess you want to know who I am today." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "I'm Bussy. I'm the vice mayor of Little Rock, Arkansas." Went on to become the first black mayor of Little Rock, Arkansas. He said, "Now, when you get down to Stamps, look up," and he gave me the name of a lawyer. He said, "He's a good old boy. He will look after your property." I went down expecting a middle-aged black man. A young white man leapt to his feet. He said, "Miss Angelou, I'm just delighted to meet you. Why don't you understand? Mr. Bussy called me today. Mr. Bussy is the most powerful black man in the state of Arkansas. But more important than that, he's a noble man. Because of Mr. Bussy, I'm who I am today." I said, "Let me sit down first." He said, "I was an only child of a blind mother, and when I was 11 years old, Mr. Bussy got hold to me and made me love to learn, and I'm now in the state legislature, that which lives after us." I look back at Uncle Willie, crippled, black, poor, unexposed to the world's great ideas, who left for our generation and generations to come a legacy so rich. So I wrote a song for Miss Roberta Flack. You may have heard it. It says, "Willie was a man without fame. Hardly anybody knew his name. Crippled and limping and always walking lame, he said, but I keep on moving. I'm moving just the same. Solitude was the climate in his head. Emptiness was the partner in his bed. Pain echoed in the steps of his tread. He said, but I keep on following where the others led. I may cry and I will die, but my spirit is the soul of every spring. Watch for me and you will see that I'm present in the songs that children sing." People called him uncle, boy, and hey. Said, "You can't live through this another day." And then they waited to hear what he would say. He said, but I'm living in the games that children play. You may enter my sleep, people my dreams, threaten my early morning's ease, but I keep coming. I'm following, I'm laughing, I'm crying, I'm certain as a summer breeze. Look for me, ask for me. My spirit is the surge of open seas. Call for me, sing for me. I'm the rustle in the autumn leaves. When the sun rises, I am the time. When the children play, I am the rhyme. Just look for me. We need the courage to create ourselves daily, to be bodacious enough to create ourselves daily as Christians, as Jews, as Muslims, as thinking, caring, laughing, loving human beings. I think that the courage to confront evil and turn it by dint of will into something applicable to the development of our evolution, individually and collectively, is exciting.
Tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth now. Yeah, yeah.